All right. I'm going to kick this one off so we could just
Yep.
start officially by saying, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for an exciting LC Pro podcast with the boys. We got Tweacz
What's up, fellas?
and TheKryptman.
What's going on, y'all?
Yes. Oh, I got a big smile on my face. Y'all can't see that until we post this up, but oh man, look at that beautiful small man on the screen right now.
He's so tiny.
Good old Edward Elric and his bro right behind him. Just storming into LC. I mean, god dang it. I was telling you guys, I don't even know where to start. How are you guys liking the newest collab?
I'm having a great time.
I'm fed.
The fact that we could enjoy these units and then persist to max them out in less than a day is great.
Right.
What more could we have asked for?
$100,000 to get everything, so I'm happy.
Yes, this is by far the undisputed best collab character grind out of all of them. I'm
Easily.
asking
Yeah,
because
it's
Not even close.
It's not it, and
Okay.
it's not even close. It really isn't.
because I wasn't around before DMC, so I wasn't sure.
I mean, the biggest issue with the last ones was it was a grind, right? And usually those like harder event stages don't give you as much benefit as doing like the smaller ones. But they just said screw it and made all of the extra event stages all the same, like all the same proportion. So you get 3 souls for every ticket.
Oh,
For-
so
wow,
it is
I-
balanced.
Yeah, 10 gives 30 and 50 gives 150. It's the same exact thing. And it's the same as, and if you steal, it's the same exact number of coins as well. So it's just a time saver on the hard version,
Right.
which is cool, which is dope.
It is great.
No matter which one you're doing in the extra challenge, you're not doing it poorly or not optimally.
That's wonderful. I love
And they're
it.
accessible to essentially everybody. It's not difficult to complete them, which is nice. I'm hoping
Yeah.
part 2 brings something a little bit challenging. Like, I hope there is some, like, in-level boss there with some cool rewards or something. But this is eminently doable. I started an account like 4 days ago and have done every stage in the event.
I
It's great.
think they mentioned some kind of horde stage in the live
Oh,
stream.
okay. Like waves and waves of enemies.
Mm-hmm. If I'm remembering correctly, maybe someone in the chat can confirm, or I believe that's what they said.
Did they mention in the notice? Because I didn't see anything about
I
it either,
don't know
unfortunately.
if it was the notice. I feel like it was something.
It wasn't in here. Yeah.
I wonder what kind of character would benefit. Oh, you know who's actually going to be really good in like a wave stage?
No.
Yes, Goroth.
Goroth, baby.
Stupid sexy Goroth.
Good old Goroth. Anyway,
gonna be amazing.
enough about Goroth.
Oh no.
Well, I guess since we're in the event tab right now,
Sure.
you were talking about, doing things optimally. Luckily, the tickets, it's a 1-to-1, which is great for me. Like, that's awesome. I love hearing that. But there is a more optimal stage to get your tickets and Philosopher's Stone, as you
Yeah.
enlightened me.
I figured that's where you were going. Yeah, I read a little comment on your video. So I didn't get started on this. What's funny about this event is that earlier, right after maintenance, I chose to not touch the event at all and just I got Ed, pulled a bit. Took me a while to get the arc, which was kind of frustrating, but it happens sometimes. Hopefully not too often, but it happens sometimes.
I hear that.
But then unfortunately for me, I decided I wanted to make that video with Pablo and Ed and pretty much 20 SC Alb, so I decided to roll on with 3 Awaken, Ed, and full SC. Well,
Right.
I used Mother Souls, which was unfortunate
Ooh.
because honestly, coming into the collab, I completely forgot we even could character grind Mother Souls with for Souls. So I was like, all right, I just want to do this video real quick. Bang, bang, bang. Let's pump it out. Let's see how he is, because I wanted to test him, right? I wanted to see how his alchemy skill worked. I wanted to see how his skills were, if they were spammable, all that kind of stuff. After making the video and coming back in the chat, I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm seeing people like, oh my god, I finished his awakening already. I'm sitting here like,
what do you mean you
what?
finished his awakening already?
Excuse me?
you guys did? I didn't even farm. How did you guys do that? I didn't farm any souls like on IGC3 or anything. I'm like, oh wait, we can farm souls.
Oh,
So
shit.
that was unfortunate, but I mean, we get mother souls consistently, and I get them every day with Arena, so it's not that bad. It's
I think you're
I don't
perfectly
I don't
fine,
regret it.
Tweacz. If
Yeah, I don't
someone
regret
if
it, and-
someone was to do that, it's gonna hurt you the least, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not really so worried about it, but
Yeah.
it was just really funny. I mean, I obviously will not make that same mistake with Roy, and I
Yeah.
haven't made that same mistake with Al, so
Mhm.
it'll all turn out well.
I was
But
wondering how you had like 80 refreshes left.
That makes
well,
makes
to
a
be
little
fair,
bit
that
of
it would
sense.
only would have taken optimally. It was like I'll explain it in a bit, but it wasn't that far off.
Okay.
Because you can get like 20 to 30 tickets per run, which is 2 orbs, and 150 souls is 50 tickets. So it was like essentially 2.5 runs is whatchamacallit, is
Challenge run.
a 50 challenge run, so 150 souls. So like I was, 10 of those off. So I was, yeah, it's not that bad. But
Okay.
what I did do before starting the event, after doing that stuff, is I did turn on your video.
Mm.
By the way, Buddha, and I said, all right, I know nothing about this event. Someone's got to figure this out already. So
Uh-huh.
I was in LC Discord chat. I was in watching your video, and I was just like, huh. I think people started saying that there was a 3-wave stage that was really good, and I was like, okay, like I grinded up through the event, and then I got to the end one, paid attention to the second one, and then did the last stage, and I was like, wait, that second to last one was way better. Unfortunately, for most people, they won't notice the difference, or
Yep.
unless they pay attention. So
AKA
like,
Buddha.
yeah,
Man,
well, I mean, that's why
They have trained me not to trust them.
Yeah.
right.
There have been so many times when, like, okay, well, this time the mission menu is upside down for no reason.
Right. I remember that.
And okay, well, the last stage is a single fight that gives you, like a bunch of event points or whatever. But the stage before that, you have a ton of opportunities to steal. They've done this a lot. So when I was streaming this morning, like after I did my pulls and everything, I did that first stage a bunch, or the last stage a bunch. Then I was like, I'm gonna check just on a whim. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the second to last fight instead.
This
And
is
then I realized that I
gross,
had
bro.
wasted like 40 orbs.
Dude.
Right.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my
like-
god! I have 3 rows of items.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'll run one real quick just to show people.
Okay.
But like
Oh, hey.
I'll run one of each.
Here's a great note for everybody out there. You can run whatever unit you want as support, but during this event, please run Beast Hunter level 10, like
Yes.
Arc Skill 10 as
That's
your support.
Great idea. I'm gonna
If
put
you
that on.
if you
10.
if you don't, I will make fun of you on my stream and this podcast. So do that.
Here, let me actually do this real quick and get Beast Hunter. But so the reason this being the best stage, you have an opportunity to get all this stuff. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's the same drop table. Yes, but this stage has 3 waves, and it also has an opportunity to a higher opportunity to get a red slime, which has not an guaranteed chance, but a higher chance to drop
Right.
one of these philosopher stones, which is what you're going to need to get all of the or to quickly get all of the really, really good materials in the trading space. And that's going to be your uniprisms and some of the items that you're going to need those for, but especially the uniprisms.
Oh,
So-
I just got 3 philosopher stones.
Yeah, you
What?
can. I think the most we've seen was 4. I mean, all the enemies can drop them themselves, but you have a higher chance from these red slime specifically.
I'm a big fan
Wow.
of the ability to freely trade philosopher stones for coins for tickets.
Yeah.
To do more challenge battles, if that's your thing.
I did that as well. I traded in a bunch of. Whenever I was done with all the philosopher stones, I was like, all right, yeet these back in because I don't need them yet. I mean,
Yeah, right.
Sure.
we might have to grind this again when Roy comes back out, or Roy comes next week. But like, this took me like 3 hours to do, so I was like, I don't really mind doing this again.
Like, this is amazing.
It's really not that big of a deal.
It's not bad.
So let me do something real quick.
And it's not one of those things where you have to do like one mission 9 billion times and then one a ton. You definitely get to like switch it up, and especially it's so quick to like finish Ed or to finish Al that then you just switch over and do the other one. So it's really not even doing the same thing like over and over and over again as we've run into in the past, which is nice. Keep it varied a little bit. And no stupid crafting. I was a little bit worried there would be stupid crafting.
Me too. Me too. There wasn't. The crafting was pretty quick. I mean, if you steal, you're gonna get a ton of stuff from these runs. And what I was doing, which I explained on your video, Buddha. This was the setup that I was using. Now, this is obviously the most optimized setup, I'm pretty sure, because I mean, without using a direct selling, this is like the quick method. If you have this stuff, great. If not, don't have to do it. Reason being, this is not necessarily. I mean, Ed's going to be able to use skills regardless and clear the map pretty much out the gate. These quests aren't very hard, so like whoever you bring after that is going to reflect who else you want to bring as like support to make it everything stolen and everything drop more. The reason I'm using level 10 Great War Ruin Arc is because it has an effect at level 10 that gives the item drop rate times 1.5. So if like an enemy has like a 30% normal trust drop rate, it'll turn that into 45%. So more items. Obviously, that means more items. And then 2 units, my own, and a unit, and a support unit with Beast Hunter level 10 as the arc. So Beast Hunter skill level 10. So that gives you 100% guaranteed drop chance from, if you use that arc skill, it gives you 100% guaranteed drop chance on the wave that you're on from every single enemy that's there. So it's kind of crazy the number of stuff you're going to get from these maps. I'm going to do this just because I haven't taught him Winter's Apple Pie yet. Nice little WAP.
Don't pick the WAP.
Nice little WAP.
No time stop.
No time to stop with that, which I haven't taught it to anyone yet, so like I haven't really used it. I just watched Emma do it. So
I taught it to Al. I was like, here, you can carry this around.
The idea with this is you have 2 beast hunters, and for the other wave you have Chrome that might steal. But really, realistically, you want to steal from the last 2 waves or when the slime pops up. So if you have the slime pop up in the first 2 waves, or in the first wave, use Beast Hunter to try to get an extra Philosopher's Stone to make it a little quicker. But really, this event's pretty quick. Even if you do this suboptimally, you're not spending more than a day or 2 doing this.
Seriously.
But like, I'm just gonna do. Oh, that's pretty strong.
He's so.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, I haven't used him since actually building him in this because, like,
Oh.
Man, you could just S1 everything, honestly. Like, there's no reason to use anything else because it's so fast.
It is quick.
It's so quick. The animation for it's really cool. I'm a little bit sad that it doesn't have, like, just because of its visual, some sort of, like, earth or lightning if they're weak to it. But then you gotta, like, split their kit and do all that, like, multi-element stuff.
Right.
And so I'm glad it's more focused than that, but it would have been a cool thing to see.
It's really funny that you said that because I thought of that too after I saw the lightning on it. But actually thinking of the show, I don't think the lightning does anything to the people.
I think the lightning just represents like energy.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
there you go. You got some stones
so
right there, bro.
I only got 17 tickets, which is fine. Whatever. And then I got 2 Philosopher's Stones, some other stuff. But, I mean, I'm going to run the final map. That's essentially 4.5 lines of stuff. We'll run the final map. Unfortunately, the final map only has 4 enemies. So you're only going to get a maximum amount of
trash.
8 total things. So, yes, you can Beast Hunter both waves, and you don't need a Chrome. But, like, okay, this one has 3 at least. Thank God. Here you go. So great, we got three chests there. But there's only two little dragons at the end. Bizards.
Oh Good old Ed.
So like, it's gonna be a bit underwhelming. So we got way more than I thought. So we got a chest from every single thing. There were 5 enemies. We got a drop. So Chrome must have popped his before I saw anything. And that's a lot of tickets this time. I haven't normally gotten those tickets.
I have never seen that many drops from that stage, and I've ran it probably 30 times.
Yeah.
But even then, it's
good.
2 rows to your 3 to 4 in the.
Well, you don't get the extra stuff, right? So you get tickets and you get coins, but I didn't get any of the materials. I didn't get any of the philosopher's stones.
You can.
So
you can.
It's not a bet. You got a lot more chance from the other one. I prefer the second one. Even still, I prefer the second one. If I need tickets, I might. Since I'm done with the trading shop, pretty much, I might go get tickets if I feel like it. But
oh, I wasn't saying the second. I wasn't making an argument to run that last stage. I just didn't know. If you were wondering if you could get those drops from there.
You know what? We're gonna see this again because I'm interested to see. Because I've also done this on this map before, and I've not gotten that many. Yeah, obviously, not every enemy is gonna have gonna drop a normal chest all the time, but I mean, maybe they do. I'm looking to see 1, 2, and 3. Okay, they dropped them all.
Oops, I just used Great War instead of using Beast Hunter.
Oh,
that's not what we're trying to do. Although I will use Al's ult. It's just such a cool animation.
Oh yeah.
So we missed one there. Oh no, we got them all. Okay, we got.
I like Al's ult much better than I like Ed's ult.
Well, Al's ult's pretty awesome. Yeah, I agree.
And Ed's ult's kind of poop. I mean, it does like a lot of damage, but
it's a one.
So that was pretty strong in tickets again.
Yeah, what the hell?
Interesting. I'm getting a lot of good tickets, but I'm also using Great War Ruin. All right, well, I just debunked my entire theory. So, rip.
No, because I'm averaging like 3 to 4 rows of items on that second to last.
Well, if you're just going for unit souls, I think the last one is better because I got 17 from here. I averaged this around 20 when I was doing it, but I've gotten 32, and then now about 30. I think the last one was. I'm not sure. 25 to 30. So like. 2 runs is 150 souls, which is kind of nutty.
So the consensus then is that the last stage is better if you've got every steel tech available.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm guessing. I mean, every stage is better with maximum steel tech. So if you're using
true, you're not wrong.
All right, well, regardless, not a word. This stuff was very cool to clear out. I mean, like, they give us 9 of these in here, and then 1 from the event points. These are all for people who want to see how much they cost. You're gonna need 25 philosopher's stones to max out Alphonse's prisms, and then Edward's only cost 10. So you need 35 total. 35 total prisms, 36 total prisms if you want to get the poster. Or philosopher's stone, sorry, to get all the prisms and the poster. But
are the posters still broken?
No, they fixed those.
Okay,
you can definitely see it now.
This morning.
You can see it now. Yeah, but I mean, if you want to buy this stuff, you're obviously more than welcome to. I probably should, just because, like, hoarding.
Yeah, Rufus, it feels real bad that we didn't really even have a chance to get the ticket off the first day Slay rewards. Because the window was so narrow to get that done. You know who had a bigger window to get it done was JP. Anyway,
I don't think they did anything. They got it done either, though. Like we only only had.
Either way, it was garbage.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
It was much too short a window. Like, it would have been more fair to do an inconsequential reward that first day, and then have the ticket on the next day. But no, feels kind of bad.
Day 1.
I'm now putting together what you're talking about.
Like, so we only got they counted our day 1 as those 5 hours between maintenance ending and day reset. So people who were slaying stuff only had a chance to get we only got to rank B instead of having a shot at rank A and S. Which, I mean, obviously we don't care about rank A, but like one extra time ticket would have been nice. Not that it's a big deal. It's not a unit ticket or anything. It's just like one little ticket, but it's still something that would have been nice to have.
It would have.
So we'll have to see what every day is. Yeah, but I think we have to. What are we slaying, anyways? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what we're slaying.
I'm guessing it's the extra challenges.
I didn't know either because I saw it and I was like, wait, how are there slay rewards for this?
I'm like just so enamored and focused on the fact that I can
Understandable.
150 souls.
Yeah,
that like the slay rewards have been.
One of the other things that I believe
I feel like I missed
they
it.
changed for the worse is the step up, right? Because it used to have a bunch of like goodies and stuff in it, or in the past they've had a bunch of goodies and stuff in them.
Those were the permanent step ups.
No, like ReZero had prisms on the step up.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
At the very end for like the whales.
It doesn't matter. They were on there, and they're not on there at all here.
All right, well,
talk.
I don't know. All I know is I had to do the 30K paid, and I was not happy about it. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna
117
do?
pulls is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with Ed, but man, I really hope that arc comes home.
You need some apple pie in your life?
You know, I don't even like apple pie in real life.
What is wrong with you?
Say it.
Yeah, I don't.
That might be the least American thing I've ever heard anybody say.
You don't like Winry's apple pie?
I like Winry's apple pie. Don't get me wrong. But you know.
It's not what I meant, but all right.
Grandma's apple pie. I like.
WAP is delicious. Anyways.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
Yep.
Anyway.
Sauce.
So we were talking about we were talking that extra gooey.
All right, you're done. You're cut.
You cut me off?
Yep, that's it. That's what you get. It's your last.
What are we moving on to? Are we still talking about
do you want to talk about Ed? Because
I want to talk
we can talk about Ed.
Bro.
I know you want to talk about
I want to talk about Ed. So, what do you say? What do you say? I want to know what you guys say to those many comments that say, "Oh, these units not even on Loug's level, a waste of everyone's time."
Okay.
I mean, find another unit that's on Loug's level, and then we'll talk about that. Like, he's very clearly the top of the power curve, and they made that obvious. I would say that, like, Ed has incredible potential. That, you know, we've seen some crazy stuff, but I think there is still more there. So, you know, one, nobody's going to be on Loug's level, and two, they're real good anyway. Especially
they are
Ed, like,
very good. Yeah,
Al has some niche use, but Ed is, you know.
And
incredible.
I think what makes them uber good is that you can like max them out today. You know, not everybody.
That helps a lot.
Because not everyone's
that helps a lot.
Not everyone's going to have the materials for the ability board, which is understandable. But I think there are plenty of, like, if you just pulled Ed today and focused him and went through story and did the mission rewards and got your crystals and clusters, and you'd be pretty damn far along.
Absolutely. I mean, on my so the way my accounts are set up, I basically have an in-game account, a mid-game account, and like a starter account, and all three of them are having no problem like building them and getting, you know, up to their tier of farming, like all of the abilities and everything. With the increased availability of crystals and clusters and all that. And I also did the thing where I did the training event a whole bunch last week, but didn't spend any of the materials. So now I can go in and selectively pick out all of the materials that I need to build them. So that was just a little bit of like extra planning toward making it easier to build them on earlier accounts. So it's gone really, really well. It's gone very well.
Right. So that's good to hear. All right, Tweacz. Where do you want to do this breakdown for us?
I mean, sure. So, dude,
only 100 SC.
I will say about Laugus, right?
Oh yeah.
Before we jump into Edward,
Edward.
no one's on his level. I've built out my Edward already. I've build him to full MP, spam skills, had 11 stocks essentially of his S3 on Martigade and max capped every single skill. Great. Awesome. It still doesn't hold a candle to Loug's. No chance. Because of Loug's damage cap and hit count and ability to spam skills as well. Like, it's just not the same thing. Of course, he's very, very good at it, and I'd put him on the levels of top tier units such as Shift a little bit as in the DPS department. Absolutely, because his skills are very fast and hit pretty hard, especially his S3. What he does lack on all the rest of his skills is the hit counts on those. His S3 is great. It has single wield, it's 13 hits, 26 hits, dual wield, which is very, very high, which is really nice to see. Unfortunately, his S1 is a 5-hit single wield, 10-hit skill. No matter how you look at it, it's only 10 hits total. It's just not going to do a lot of damage. His S2 is 7 hits and 14 hits dual wield. So comparable units like Shift a little bit and Loug's and other units have very, very high hit counts on their S1 and S2, as well as very high caps. He has a very high cap and a very high hit count on his S3, but not his S1 or S2. His special is also single target AoE, or single target earth damage. So like it's not really a, and it's 21 hits, so it's not really a good special to use for damage for farming or for maps we've seen that need ults. But his real bread and butter is his S3. So like, take that with a grain of salt. As the rest of his kit's still usable, it's just not going to be top tier.
His kit has a lot of utility to it, even though it doesn't have like rider effects on any of them. His S1 being locationally independent and like, it's a long piercing attack. It's tons of control. It comes back super fast. The SCT on it's like relatively low. There's a really fun combo, and it takes a little bit of time. You can't just mash the buttons and expect it to happen, but you can S2, S3, S2, S3, and uppercut and bounce, and uppercut and bounce, and you can keep enemies just like bouncing in the air for an extended period of time. All the while having the chance to feint them from his S2. And I think we need a qualifier on he's not going to do like big damage or whatever like these other units, not as quickly maybe, but his sustain on being able to use his skills is almost next to
right. For most battles you will bring him with a sustainable MP.
And of course, the big damage is referring to the penultimate units that are up there, like Loug's, who does just unreasonable amounts of
ungodly damage.
There's not really a unit that compares to Loug's fully built DPS-wise. I mean,
no, absolutely not.
He is the penultimate. He is his own category in the DPS field.
But if you're looking for something that's after that, sure. I think Ed is probably right up there.
I think so. I mean,
so you said, what am I using first?
Oh, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
You're bouncing? Oh, you're doing the bounce.
Bouncing.
What were you? That was Krypt, your strategy?
You do just S2, and then you wait just a second for him to kind of come down, and then you S3, so it actually catches him. Because if you S2 and then S1 or S3 too quickly, you'll miss a bunch of hits. But yeah, especially if you got like full skill stocks.
Let's kill them all.
You can just keep enemies perma-bounced and fainted and stunned and in the damage.
And notice how you don't need phone booth. You don't need skill charge.
That saves so much SC.
And you preferably don't want it because he gets more damage.
More damage and cap from using alchemy skills, correct?
Absolutely. In PvE, you do not want skill charges.
Yes, but you need MP, right?
Right.
Definitely. That's the big thing.
Yes. So, but even then, it's way easier for someone to level up. What is the arc? It's like the Moonflower or something that comes with MP up and MP up max.
Flower of Fauna.
Yeah.
That's not.
I was real close.
There's some big MP boost that you can give him as a new player.
Yeah. MP up and MP max. Absolutely. That was one of the very first things that I taught him.
Yep.
You gotta get all the big MP. And I mean, he's got Pose of Honor, so if you can get the ball rolling, it generally doesn't stop. And if you mix like, Pose of Glory in there, so occasionally your shots are free shots.
Yeah. I'm very excited at the prospect of him and a new player with him because, I feel like he's gonna be useful to the level of like a Baron, which not in the elemental sense because he's Earth. So, but when
he's kind of made to use Trishula though, right?
And he's made to use Trishula, yes. So if you can get just Kaldina, you get Trishula, even if you're not dual wielding with him right off the bat, which you obviously do want to. But I mean, when I swear I had him at level 8. I had his board maxed out, and his multiplier seemed just fine.
Oh yeah, he hits like a truck.
He hits like a truck.
He hits like a truck made out of dynamite.
Yes,
and it doesn't take a whole lot.
Yes, he does.
And I think the first hurdle, what I'm trying to get to, is the first hurdle of a lot of new players, I think, is learning the value of skill charges and getting those specific skills on their unit to actually be moving along the stages and dealing substantial damage. But with Ed, you could just skip that phase.
Yeah, just instantly.
You can always skills as soon as you loaded to the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a very different dynamic. It's a very unique mechanic that we haven't seen before.
Right.
I'm a little like there's a small part of me that's very sad that this didn't turn out to be like a new kind of science magic, right? For alchemy. But the way it did turn out is super dope.
It's great. It's great. I was gonna say we have seen it before, and it's how we would identify those who weren't playing fairly.
Yeah, true.
What?
Boom, 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 boom.
So
everybody gets exploded.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is this gonna work? 12. 115. I should be able to use 3.
What are you doing over there?
Don't worry.
I wasn't really paying attention, and then I looked over and I see what's happening.
A lot of damage cap being put on. I see.
Man, I just got 4 Philosopher's Stones out of a run of A Menace from the West.
Ah, thank you. You had to trump me, huh? With my 3.
Listen, hey, it wasn't on purpose. In fact, it probably happened because I used Beast Hunter on the wrong wave. I used it on the second wave instead of the last one.
Oh, is that 27?
Oh, see, he didn't. Okay.
Oh my god.
He didn't do the thing.
What's the thing?
You have to.
He
didn't do all the damage. He didn't do all the damage as much as I wanted to.
There's more damage here.
There's more damage to be had.
Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, you guys want to talk about the arc a little bit?
Yes, I'll go there right next.
Right after
the arc, or should we go to Al?
Let's talk about the gacha stuff, and then let's go talk about the free stuff.
Okay, I like that. It's 25 or 27? Oh, because Balin needs to activate the charisma.
It's 20. It's 29 on the boss. 29 and 499.
Gotcha.
So 30k per hit, basically.
Yeah, that didn't seem too bad.
Hey, all you need to do is unlock the 100 damage cap from machines on him. Wait, is there 100 damage Earth cap? David,
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Tweacz
100 machine cap, yes. But
I'm
100
going
damage cap from Davin.
Come on, 29,799.
I need you to.
You want to.
I don't want to do that.
I'm actually very excited for wonky numbers now. I've jumped ship from Tweacz not liking it, and now I'm excited for it.
See, if there's you've come over to the chaos camp. You've come over to the anarchy camp.
What's wrong with you guys? All right, so you want to talk about the arc a little bit? Let's go there. Let's lead this conversation somewhere else. We don't need to talk about wonky numbers anymore. This arc is fantastic. This is probably the most sought after arc since we've had Honey Elixir. No?
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything on there that's like outright a waste. And very often you see arcs that have like just garbage ass filler skills put into them.
Yep.
I feel like there's not a single thing here that's filler. There's some stuff that's like luxury, like Earth Attack Rays obviously is a little bit more expensive, but right. I like that times 36 on your apple pie there, buddy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh man, it's not even Arc Ether yet. What are you doing?
Dude, you act like I have those.
Yeah,
I use mine.
maybe you should have prepared and thought about it.
Why would I need Arc Ether when I can just get 36 times with LR? Anyways.
All I'm saying is mine's already 100% Arc Ether.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have 140 Ethereum to just throw at it.
Hey, I only have 80 left.
So, I mean, talking about the passes, right? So, the stats on it are fantastic. I max extended them with LRs because I know it's a usable arc. Very high strength, very high defense. It's very, very good for literally any unit that you're going to use machines on, especially any elemental attacker that has Trishula. It's straight up 25% skill damage. Having a continuous fort effect is very, very good on boss stages, just for that extra defense. Because we don't have an auto fort. We have, obviously, a fort phaser if you bring a support to keep it up on you, but we don't have a constant fort effect. But the third part is when an ally is inflicted with a basic status ailment, remove the ailment and add +1 to basic status ailment resistance for a set of time, once per wave. Mm-hmm. This is kind of sick, because like if one of your buddies gets a status ailment, they get it cleansed, as well as they get +1 to every ailment resist. It can only use once per wave, so whatever. But that's like protecting you against, the one time that you get stunned, or one time you'll get cursed, one time you get illness on Pablo. So it's kind of nice. As to the skills themselves, like Krypt was saying, they're not bad. HP up 2 is usable. Machine boost usable. Repair and enhancement is something new that we haven't seen before. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you have to actually remove it first, or if it essentially acts like almost a Grand Brave, where you can just replace a +30% strength buff on someone. I actually haven't used it yet, but
yeah, I haven't used it either.
Yeah, so you guys don't know either.
It's kind of cool.
There's a lot of there's a lot of Grand Brave and other strength buffs that it will not stack with, because that strength buff is going to be like a Brave or like a Grand Brave. So I don't know. It's not going to be anything crazy. Earth Attack Raise is obviously luxury. Automail Equipped is kind of confusing to me, but if you feel like you want to do physical damage taken -10%, I'm all for it. I'm probably going to put that on Al for that extra physical damage taken -10%.
I love Automail. I love Automail Equip because it just absolutely power creeps the idea of what is it, Luxeus' protection.
Yeah,
it's like 7% on everything except gods, and this is just okay. Well, this costs 7 and is 10%, and you get a nice little damage rider there. Right.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of that skill. I think it's got a place in a lot of things. And machine is not the worst typing you can have.
Nope. The MVP here is what we've all been talking about. Is Winry's apple pie. Apple pie. Which Buddha don't, be easy, Buddha. It's okay. You don't
need it in my life.
We can chase it later. It's okay. We're in this together.
Okay.
Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
Solidarity. Empathy.
So
right.
The idea behind Winry's apple pie is it's going to cost a minimum of 200 MP to cast, and 12 SC to equip on your unit. But what does it do? It consumes all of your MP. So let's say you have 700 MP. You use this, it's going to shoot your MP all the way down to 0, give you null. But it's going to cure all the status ailments of the unit that you use it on. So it's a castable spell on a different unit, or the same unit, whatever you want. If you have it on, let's say you throw this on Al, you can use it on Al, or you can cast it on another unit to give them the effects of this spell. That's a very important distinction, because it is very similar to Honey Elixir, but it's unlike Alice's Either Full Restore, which hers is only self-castable. So you can have this on any unit and cast it on any other unit to give them the effects. So what does it do? You consume all of your MP, shoot your MP to 0, cures all basic status ailments, restores all of your SCT stock, which is the kicker. This is the main reason you are gunning for this spell, because let's say you have a Lougzius sitting next to you with, 0 stocks on his S3, 0 stocks on his S2, 0 stocks on his S1. If you cast this on him, he's going to have completely maxed full stocks of every single skill. That sounds pretty good. Using full stocks of your S3, full stocks of S2 in one spell. Yes, also, it will cost you all the MP, but like, who cares? If you're trying to burst something down, get him some skills.
It's also way less annoying in multiplayer than Honey Elixir because it doesn't stop time.
Yes.
So it doesn't like stop all the action for everybody, which is very jarring. But you know, it just happens.
So I will say that, and the spell itself, it does grant high regeneration as well. It's not really like a big effect of it. The big effect you're looking for is the restoring all of the SET stock, which is people who have had Honey Elixir don't really need this per se.
No.
But this, people have been asking for over a year, and even longer, about when's Honey Elixir coming back. This is their. They're not going to bring Honey Elixir back most likely. This is their like their second version of it. Yeah, so it has a similar type of thing, but it's again, this is Honey Elixir is time stop, in which case that is vastly superior and instant. It's instantly casted and it's time stop, which means it's vastly superior in many effects in the game, especially like time trials and like doing stuff in, I mean, just essentially the time that you're going to spend doing it. In multiplayer, I would agree that Winter's Apple Pie is going to be superior just because the convenience factor and not having the entire map stop to watch you cast Honey Elixir.
It's also better in the way that it's available right now. You can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get this thing.
Mm-hmm. People are saying like, "Oh, Honey Elixir 2.0." Well, unfortunately, I still think Honey Elixir is probably better. Though I would say Honey Elixir is probably Winter's Apple Pie 2.0.
Just because of the time stop, huh?
Not because of the time stop. It does give a full heal as well, and I mean, it's instantly castable. So another reason this is not as good is because it's not instantly castable. You need 70% cast speed in order for it to be instant, which is similar to like Glass Record or Healing Wind or like a few of the other heal spells. And Enma tested this earlier today. You can cast cancel with it, but it's going to take you a lot of cast speed to do that. Honey Elixir itself is instant. So that's just one important distinction. Again, it's still incredible for people that don't have Honey Elixir. It's incredible. It is worth chasing after, in my opinion, because it changes. Stuff like this is a game-changing mechanic that unless you have it and get to experience it, you'll only be able to sit back and watch other people do it.
Right.
I don't know. It's definitely something worth chasing after, though. We can talk about the AAR if you'd like.
I would. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this.
Krypt's gonna yell at me because I don't have it, but I mean, so this is like Winry's Wrench. Great. It's a machine. It's gonna be a weapon. Unfortunately, it's kind of like the Statue of the Mighty, except we haven't had a unit yet that is strength and mind based. Really,
Ruto.
A big
W.
Kick W. Stop. The main usage of Statue of the Mighty, which is minus 5% intelligence, and then adds a factor amount times 3 to strength. What's that useful for, especially right now, is Loug's. That's one of his better items on him, especially in places that you have Capper him. So this will be effective on a unit that has extremely high mind and strength, but we just don't have that yet. So I would say this is very subpar as an AER you're not going to use right now, but could be useful in the future.
So I will add to that. I think it has niche use when comboed with Moonlit Murder in places like God Mode or Tower. Anything that gives you an additional chance to fate your enemy to trigger those instant kills is going to be great.
Sure.
Beyond that, I don't really see a whole lot of use for it.
Yep.
So if you're rushing up this arc to 100, it's not because you want the wrench. It's because you want higher AP learn rates on everything.
Oops, I pressed OK. Regardless, whatever.
Hey, good job. I'm proud of you.
Whatever. I meant to press cancel. My bad. But yeah, so yeah, obviously Max Ether is going to give you ×3 of these AP rates. Not this one per se, because I already used it in LR upgrade on it, but the rest of them, yep, for sure.
I should probably do some LR on that.
Would you like to talk about the homie, the free-to-play homie?
The free-to-play homie.
This guy, I mean, so I've taken the time to max both Ed and Alphonse out.
Okay.
Have I used Alphonse very much? No, I haven't. So
Okay.
anything that I say in the next review is probably not that applicable.
Well, you had some words about him on initial impressions, based on.
Sure.
You weren't too excited.
I mean, I'm not too excited, but like he can be built as a very beefy boy. Especially now that we are essentially given free 110 SC. That's a lot of SC to work with for a unit. You can do a lot of cool stuff, especially if I have built him strictly defensively and physical damage reduction. So like he doesn't really take damage, which is cool because while he's alive, he can use support skills to beef up your entire team as well. Like, I'll throw him in here to see what he's going to do, but it's like, what do I want to do? Let's get you out of here. Let's get you boys out of here. He went out to just go chill, see what he can do defensively, because I have not used him offensively. I don't think I've heard people talk about him so far, and I will have to test him, but I haven't heard anything amazing about his offense.
A little bit about breaking. That's about it.
A little bit, right? So I also did hear that, but and I'll have to test those values myself. But people aren't astounded by that. This is what I'm using.
I am now multiplayer.
This is what I'm using on him. Obviously, I have the +4 each time I play God Golds, which is pretty ridiculous.
He's taking like 0 damage.
Yeah, it's like, and then I have on him. Oh, I can just do this, I guess. I have a lot of passive reductions. I have the full build, full guard set. You can do a lot in 110 SC, let's be honest.
Yeah,
full guard set,
so cool.
Allure. I got both spear boost, physical damage taken down. Both armor boosts obviously come in 8. Celestial Mass as well. Durability, Stone World. Just everything that's just disgustingly defensive.
Everything that's like mitigation, right?
And then Blood Steel as well, like a mini Celestial Mass. So like if I let's just go in here and just watch him do something. Yeah. And of course I'm not gonna use Dusk on him because whenever he uses MP, he's gonna use it at 0 seal stocks. So if we just like chill.
What are you waiting for?
It's very exciting. I'm just watching him take 1 damage, to be honest.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Hey guys.
Nothing crazy. He's pretty slow, huh?
I have durability on him. That's why.
The stream died, by the way.
Oh man, come on, man.
I initially thought while messing with him that his S2 was also an attack that was centered on all of his friends, and that would be really, really cool. Unfortunately, that is not. Yeah. The animation for it, all the blocks pop up on your friendlies, but the damage I was seeing was just from something else. There's 10,000 things going on screen. But that I think would kick that up to the next level. But being just the protection thing, it's very discount Imtheria, or like discount DB Ray with Godwing.
Yeah, but it's pretty nice though. I will say that it's good because it's a different buff. The physical damage debuff. What? It is a lot of mitigation. So why don't we see how badly it crushes him? To answer Rufus' question, we haven't really touched Allen Arena yet. It's only been 16 hours. I haven't touched Allen Arena yet.
Like a little tiny bit.
Like he's taking 14 damage from this.
And I had somebody else, give me their impressions and some testing with him.
8 damage.
Seems 8 damage.
What?
You get hit in the face with
1
a
damage.
rocket, and it did 8 damage.
So here's the thing.
So these are his
you-
stats right now.
Can you take a team in to clear this down
5,000 defense.
and see what that final nuke does to him?
I mean, I could do that off stream, sure.
Okay.
Like, that might take a bit. I don't think that's worth our time.
Okay.
0.
0.
Hold on. Let's. He clearly wants to damage me, so like, let's just let him do his thing. All right.
He cannot like every time he hurts you, you regen or like
your
you
heal guard is too massive.
look at me. I am the floor 73 Lance Vale now.
Does he have? Do you have?
I'm gonna go over
auto-regen
here.
on him.
He is.
You're hiding. Playing hide and seek with Leia.
He's gonna flip. He missed me.
He missed. Oh,
Like
he got
he's not
you.
doing and
big attacks.
Oh, here I am.
Do you see how? You see how tanky he is. This is kind of wild. And you know what's funny with every skill use, he
gets more
tankier, right here.
up to 30%.
So why don't I use a couple? Let's see how. Why don't we see if we can cap him out at damage? So let's use all these. Sure, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Definitely not with this build.
Yeah, really good damage too. Really, really good damage.
Yeah.
4 damage. Yeah, but like this is what you're. If you have an allure build tank and you like, here's what I would do with him. Okay, I would actually. So you saw me go behind him. You know what this does? If you have all these allure stacks on him, I can go stand behind him, and everyone on the left is gonna hit backstab and surprise attacks.
He's like, hey,
On
where'd
the
you go?
And you know what? You can just literally sit here and watch your other units just murder this entire map.
Dude.
Yeah. So like, I'm chilling. Whatever. Obviously, I'm the only enemy. You can't see the allure stacks actually working, but he does. I put allure on him. I put the armor has allure. One of the items. No, actually, my items don't have allure, but he has one in his trade as well. So he's getting some good allure stacks.
Alphonse the Wall.
Uh-oh, you're out of MP.
Oh, that's okay. We don't need MP because he'll regen some a little bit and then Celestial Mass. See you.
Where we're going?
He got a
We
crit
don't
on
need
me.
it.
Let's see how much he does
44.
when he's fainted. Oh no!
That's really not that bad.
But I have.
400 damage, and then you immediately heal for 1,000.
I'm now at 7,500 defense.
Oh man!
Just like this is the kind of stuff that's like memey, right? A little bit. Like we don't need this kind of defense in the game, but like this is really fun for me.
Well, yeah, ring.
All right.
It's very
so-
funny.
So, Beast Alliance and Hunters or Heroes Bonds. I want to see at least
right,
15K.
Which you can do when you have 110 SC, right?
You sure
Like,
can.
of course, there's a ton of stuff I use in here that's limited and like not really necessary to have at all. And we're just gonna let's do this one last. Let's see how much. I guess I need to use some more skills, huh? 'Cause we haven't exhausted his 30%.
What do you have to do? 15 times or 10 times?
Oh, I think it stopped.
3% per.
I think I had. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I think I had
Did his S2
Salmia. Salmia was up at the time.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
But the fact that his empty body's not registering means he's already capped out, which is his trait, right?
Scaling.
Yeah, empty armor body. This one right here. So it's not proccing anymore, which means it's not going up. So it's capped out, which is hilarious because he's taking
no damage.
little to no damage and then regenerating whatever he lost all the way back with regeneration. So it's
Wow.
like, to be honest, Lambda is one of the harder hitting bosses. At least I remember for like, you bring a mage, you bring Zekis, you're just gonna get nuked. So yeah, Alphonse is a G. You can build him very defensively, especially. I mean, I have him 6-star, 110 SC with everything defensive. He's gonna look good. But as a bruiser, physical DPS, yikes.
Probably not.
Not really ideal because you're gonna take a bunch of stuff off of there. Okay, you could add some Slayers and do what I was doing 1.4k, like 3k per damage. Cool. Add Sharp Eyes, do 4.5k per damage.
So
like-
it's Ruto level.
I mean, I think he's stronger than Ruto.
He does
in
more
a lot of
damage than Ruto.
aspects. Yeah,
Well, that's
100%. But yeah, he's just like
with the amount of
he's an incredible tank for being free to play.
With the amount of SC that he has available to him, I think you could make him do damage. It's not a situation with Ruto where like no matter how hard you try, he's never going to do damage. There's just nothing you can do about it.
I would agree with that.
I think Al has some potential, and really like the upswing here is everybody gets him just immediately just for doing the first like super easy quest. Yeah, dude. This is
I'll
the
give my
best
build.
starter unit that has ever been available.
Here you go. This is what I'm using, guys. Here you go. Enjoy.
Yeah.
There's your free Enjoy. Here you go. There you go.
Unkillable neutral damage.
I mean, I'm not saying you have everything in this, but like if you want to use this build, go right ahead. Like I don't care.
All the cards, just all the defensive stuff.
Matisse, patience. Oh, he does auto regeneration in the kit. Great patience, which I don't think in PvE he's ever gonna get down there, so probably don't need that. A lore stack. The spear boosts are freaking amazing. Honestly, these are incredible.
Him and do 0 damage.
What'd you say?
Wow. I said I want to see a Luxius S3 him and do no damage.
In PvP.
I want to see if he can stand up to it, yeah.
I mean, I have a Luxius.
I know.
And I have a sparring team.
So
I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to give this toss. No,
I wasn't asking you to.
That for people to imagine.
Yes, imagine that yourselves having a wonderful imagination.
Yes.
Yeah. So
all right.
He's good. I mean, if you want him to be a tank, he's damn good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But do we have a need for that right now? No, not really.
Necessarily. Toxic.
Would I use him as a tank over Ruto? I think I actually would. Mm. Not only is he more fun than Ruto, in my mind, he's cool. Like he's a cool character.
The real
collab
kicker
character
for me,
free character, 110 SC for free.
Right.
Like what?
For me, it was like, what does his break look like? Because if he can be a decent breaker and a crazy tank that mitigates damage for the team, I see a space for him in multiplayer for new players, who aren't ready for that.
Well, that is something I can test.
The Gin role, if you don't have Gin, in that he's gonna help prevent everybody from getting splattered. Obviously, not to the same degree because Gin is just stupid good, but he kind of fills that role if you don't have access to him. So that's another nice.
Why don't I throw on, because I do this stage normally for break, and I'm gonna throw on Honey Elixir. Let's go like that on M3. It doesn't really matter me using her.
Well,
Honey Elixir is a proto weapon.
You don't need the Honey Elixir.
No, I'm just gonna use it because I don't know how much his S3 is gonna take from his, and I want to be able to like check his break without. I don't want to mess with his SCT or his MP. I just want to see how much his break does on his S3, which I'm equipping. This is the test I generally do: is equip Breaker, equip Terror of the Grain of Seas, give him Honey Elixir, and see what he does against Douglas. Because if he kills him, that's an unfortunate part of it. But I don't think he has enough offensive prowess to do that. So I think we should be fine. And I actually need to equip second weapon to get double the break. Anything, sure, it doesn't really matter.
just whatever's lying around the garage. Here, it's Godblade Tagatsuchi. This is totally fine. Here, kid, take this. Go wild.
Okay, so what essentially is going to happen? And I'll try to talk it through as we see how much break he does. So you want to see his S3, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Essentially all of them, right? But his S3 is going to be. I've also heard his S3 is going to be his break, right?
That's what. Yeah.
About 90% of the bar is going to be like Kohaku S3, Zykes S3. That's just like the number that I get. So if we're not even close to that, it's not great. 75% of the bar is 70, 60, 70, 75-ish is like the V, on like a perfect scenario, Nero V and Dante S3s. So like, I hope he breaks the shit out of him because Tsukasa can one-shot this. Yeah, all right. Okay, so
I mean, 75%.
is
So
that 75?
Yeah, that's actually not bad. That's essentially Dante's S3.
Okay.
If you have the right sword, if you have the right style on him, so yeah, it's not that bad.
And I mean, he's free. Like,
And it's
everybody's
And
going to
he's
be able to
free,
do that.
110. Like,
Because there's not any
His S1
break
does
tech.
little to no break.
nothing. It's
There's
that
no
S3.
break tech that's limited.
Well, and you
Right.
could just spam that. That's the other thing, is you are not limited to stocks to a certain degree. Whereas,
Correct.
right?
That would cost. All right. So with that said, now that you say that, I won't use Honey Elixir on him. I'll see how much. Let's see how much
MP it takes.
MP
It's
it
a
does
ton.
because
It's like
because
over 100 on him.
you know what's funny? What's funny about this is what I've also been playing around with Ed is modifying your MP, your MP pool to reflect how many stocks you can get. All right. So I'll show Ed right now. One of the biggest reasons I was using Ed and having so much MP off on him is because his S3 specifically. His S3 specifically takes, which I don't have his build on anymore. Dang it. 88 MP to use his S3.
Oh,
88.
okay.
I was stacking him with 8 charges of it, so over 704 MP, so he could have 8 charges while at 0 SET. Which is disgusting.
Yeah.
But that's
Forever.
the same thing with Alphonse, right? You would want to use his MP as essentially a skill stock pull. So why don't we go in there? I won't use anything on Amptheria, and then we'll see how much it takes. So he's at 296, I believe. 297.
He's just here for the ride.
Right, she's chilling. She's the homie. 297. Okay.
Okay. So he's 180.
100. So that's 117.
Jesus.
Right.
That's a lot.
I mean, Ed's is probably that same cost, but he has State Alchemist that makes it 20% less.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. And he doesn't. Al can't dish out that normal attack for Goddess Kiss, huh?
Probably not.
No, I would doubt it.
You'd
But
have to
then again, if you're going to use someone to break, and if you're only here's the thing: in multiplayer, he can be good with this.
Sure.
Because in a lot of situations, like I showed with Lambda, you can make him run behind a boss and sit there and take the full attention and let everyone else in the party DPS with backstabs.
Dead ass. I would love that to be a meta in multiplayer. One Owl.
100%. 3 Louds.
The Owl destruction.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So down.
You can chill there in the back and still S3. I know. Actually, let me see if he has to reposition. So he's gonna be. I'm gonna right on top of him. Come here. Stop using the S1.
Yeah, stop doing that.
No, okay. So you can be on top of him and do this. So that means you probably don't need to reposition on big bosses, which is really nice. So you can still break even when his SUT is regenerating and all that kind of stuff. So yes, he's very fun. And again, I've shown all the time. I don't think you remember Buddha, my pseudo tank Balin build. This is for the exact reason. You stick him, you put an allure build on, you stick him behind the boss, and you let everyone backstab. It's great. It makes everyone look good.
It's extremely cheap damage.
Extremely cheap damage.
We need to make a backstab. Not a backstab. We need to make a tank Balin video. I need your help.
I mean, but here's the thing: Tank Balin is pretty flimsy because you can build him tanky, but he ain't gonna be doing 1 damage against Lambda, or Lambda's not gonna be doing 14 damage against him. He's gonna be doing a couple hundred.
This is your new. Yeah, but you don't get that charisma. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's only 2K. It's okay.
Alphonse, the new tank Balin.
But you see what I mean, though. That's like that would be the fun aspect of using a tank at this moment in the game. Is going into multiplayer, going and sticking yourself behind the Ant Queen, letting her attack you, letting her try to kill you, and letting your entire team backstab. That's fun.
I'm down.
I wonder what it's like when she hits him with Fire Harvest.
Would you like to find out?
She's not available.
That's so depressing.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Why would you? Why would you tell? Man, come on.
Why would I bring that up when we can't even do it, right?
Unbelievable.
So, anyway, were you talking about running some Martigate in the chat?
We could. We could. I actually tested it a little earlier, so spoilers.
Okay.
No one is as good as Loug in that.
Yeah.
Loug's ass. I would have
wanted 8.
Now, here's the thing. I mean, with 8 stocks, I was running Pirate's Feast plus all these skill stocks. So I was running over 704 MP to get 8 stocks when he's out of SET, as well as 3 stocks on top of that with Purple Orb and Pirate's Feast. So I was having 11 spammable stocks of S3. And yeah, he does good damage, but it's not the full thing. He caps out the build that I had. He was capping out at 23,999 times 26 hits. That's only 623,000.
Only
versus
Only.
a million.
I mean, it takes a while to shoot off 11 stocks. So yes, if you have 4 Eds with all of that same build, you're gonna murder.
Nuke.
You're gonna murder. But
I can't wait until we have enough other people with Ed built to do that. It's gonna be so fun.
But you know what's even faster? But you know what's even faster than that is 4 Lobsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like way faster. So yes and no. He's. It's actually fantastic that he's here, and he is another option for damage in multiplayer, because he does have very, very high burst. If when built correctly, he is very high burst, and I would put, again, we were talking before, I would put him along the lines of burst capabilities as like shift a little bit. So
that's okay. That's a good segue into kind of comparing them side by side. That was something I was curious of.
We can talk about them a little bit, because as much as they aren't really similar in their play styles, their burst capabilities are quite similar.
And they fulfill a very similar niche of very, very strong Earth DPS.
And honestly, at
the top 2
at that moment, Earth DPS doesn't really matter. The element doesn't matter. I'm saying like straight up DPS out of any character in the game.
Okay.
They do have very, very similar outputs. I still think Shift a little bit is probably faster, because her S1 is incredibly skill cancelable. Like, easily one of the best skills in the game. But, I mean,
Ed has better SCT support without limited stuff.
And you don't have to skill cancel.
His extenuated burst is a little bit longer than hers. She just has a little bit higher of a burst and a little shorter fuse, I guess.
Okay.
Her recovery is probably a little bit shorter too, just because of her Omni Slayer.
Yeah,
she has.
Yeah, she has a little bit better ability. So now that apple pie is out, warm apple pie, winter's apple pie, whatever you want to call it, WAP, who cares?
Winry's warm apple pie.
Yes, correct. Everyone loves that. Anyways, she now that that's out, I think it's fair to kind of look at builds as with that in there. And we've always talked about how Shift Lilibet is probably one of the best Honey Elixir users in the game.
Right. Which,
I mean, by default, that makes her one of the best Winner's Apple Pie users in the game, because she has such high regular attacks against any enemy in the game. She has the ability to regen tons of MP at any given time when built for that enemy. So yes, she has the capability of using incredible MP to regen her skill stocks completely. Ed, on the other hand, has the ability to deplete his skill stocks and to keep using skills and MP through his skill stocks, and then being able to regen it. So they're both going to come out a relatively similar damage output. And I do think Shift a little bit has a little bit of an edge, but Ed's right there. Like, there's no between all the units in the game. Like, I could go through this entire list between all the units in the game as like usable MP, well sustained units that have very high damage cap, quick skills and spammable skills. He's right there.
Right.
Even higher damage capabilities than DB Ray, Baron. I mean, those are probably the next couple that are very, very high. Merity even. Yeah, Nero even. Like, he's ahead of all those. He's not ahead of Shift a little bit in damage potential and burst potential, but he's definitely top tier.
What he is,
which is dope.
And for new players, is
100%.
the accessibility to that power.
What's hilarious is that yes, you need literally 0 SCT. You don't need any skill charges, no phone booths, no abandoned city, no pose of glory. You can roll in, bang, S3, everybody's dead. Like, that's pretty incredible to have a unit that they've based. Essentially, they've given your skill stocks an MP, a stock pool out of your MP. That's essentially what it is.
I'm with it, man.
They've given us an entirely new way to like approach combat with these guys, and there's a very fine dance of like using skill stocks or using no like skills with no skill stocks to balance your mana and like get kills and regen all your stuff. It's a very cool balance. It's a very fun playstyle.
It is.
I cannot wait to find out what Roy is going to be like.
Yo, seriously.
I'm so excited.
Oh,
After seeing how these mechanics work,
I'm
very
very excited.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, after figuring out like how it works and everything. Oh my god.
It's going to be sick.
Oh.
Right, so let me show you something that I did earlier. So I'll show you the 11 stocks. I won't go into the final battle, but just trying to think of who has enough HP that can take 11 stocks of Ed. Honestly.
11.
So there's Pirate's Feast is going to give me 3. Because I'm going to have purple ore on him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, skill stock 3 win.
Yeah,
Probably
seriously.
literally never.
I would agree with you. I don't know when they're going to give us that, but they need to.
I want it.
Eventually.
3? Oh, that's not a thing.
No, it's not.
Not a
the only
thing.
way to get more.
So I will say,
is purple orb.
Purple.
an issue with this build is that I don't run Sharp Rise on it because
Yeah, I didn't think
when you
I'd
have 700 plus MP, this is going to be 5%
Thanks
of
so
that.
much.
Which it's going to be 35 extra MP per skill, which turns a an 88 cost skill into 123.
5%
like-
or 3%?
It's 3%. My fault.
Oh.
A little bit 21 extra. I'm a little bit, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Makes it like
I'm
1 or
literally
9.
sitting here right in front of me. I'm not even looking at it. 3%. Sorry, my fault. Pose of Glory is 5% regen. This is 3% TPU. So an extra 21. So it turns into 109 MP per skill. That adds up a lot over time. For 11 skill stocks, that turns or 8 skill stocks.
You're not having a problem with damage.
No. If you build him correctly. I mean, even in the video that I posted, like I wasn't using any weapon boosts. I wasn't using Sharp Eyes. I mean, yes, I did have an elemental advantage. Yes, I was using weak high point boost. I was using Slayers, of course. But those are, those come custom to every build. But I wasn't using a lot of the big boosts, and he was still capping. So he has a very strong damage potential as a unit. I mean, yes, I wasn't even using him. I had the 5-star skill trees filled out, but not. He was only Awakened 3. Like,
yeah, that's very impressive.
I'm just trying to think of who that
he was only Awakened 3, and then 10 minutes later he was, Awakened 6.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was not.
That's how that
not
works.
that long later. Yes, I agree with you.
That's how that works these days.
So, I mean, I guess I'm not going to put any. We'll just. Who the heck is going to take this damage? That's the question. All right, I'm just going to go into Lambda.
I will
Lambda?
say with the very very brief testing and not even like testing, really just like running around for fun that I did in PvP, I replaced Gen on my offense with Ed, and it didn't matter. I didn't need the defensive stuff because 1, it takes him a long time to die. He gets several chances to not die.
Right.
Right. And 2, you can't die if all of your opponents are being, bombarded to death. I did put Sharp Eyes on him, and it's the craziest thing to watch his MP in a multiplayer match because it if you've got a huge amount, it's percentage based regen. If you're wearing, or I'm sorry,
which is the biggest aspect of it, yeah,
from his kit. But then if you've got Pose of Honor in his kit, you're killing people and it's spiking just super hard up and regenerating over time, and then you cast like 1 skill and it disappears, but you do 10 quadrillion damage to people. Right. Dude, it's so entertaining to watch.
Oh, wow.
I'm very much looking forward to doing more PvP with Ed and getting a build like dialed in for him.
What about
It's gonna be an interesting arena season.
I'm very excited for you to do that testing. What about Zlorg? Doesn't he have a fuck ton of HP?
He's HP locks.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yuck.
You thought.
I did. I tried to use this Buddha brain.
This should be fine. I have Archangel's Blessing on him. I probably should have put Posable or Ale of Honor on him, but whatever. It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Kaboom!
Yeah, he's cool. Is this a god mode?
Look at that! Look at the MP.
Yeah.
The MP just down and down and down and way back up and down.
God mode?
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, but I figured this boss has like 8 million HP or something like that. Oh, and I have Archangel's Blessing on him, so like.
Oh, okay, so you're just getting that. Oh my god. Oh my god, in tower?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Oh.
I mean, I guess he's okay.
He's okay. But that's the thing. I will say that's the thing we were waiting for, right? So we didn't want. One of the things we didn't want especially with like a new mechanic coming out, we didn't want to like over speculate. So we were just like, yeah, he'll probably be okay. We just want to see how it counteracts, like how much MP it costs to use skills and all that kind of stuff. Because if it was lower MP than this, he'd be broken as all hell.
If it were 1-to-1, he'd be the most broken unit in the game.
100%. Especially with the current kit he has, right? And you know what's great about this? They can't get out of this. Like they can't run away from it. It tracks. You saw that ghoul literally run around me. I was facing the other way and it still hit him.
So the line of sight on it is like a cone out in front of him for some distance. But if he
this is not going to be enough. Damn it!
If he activates the shot as something passes him, he will shoot it even if it's behind him. Which is kind of interesting.
Yep,
the positioning of it's
beautiful.
Very cool.
It's beautiful.
Did you say anything about skill canceling?
I showed him my video a little bit. You can do it. It just takes a little bit of timing. You have to like wait. It's not instant, but you have to wait like a quarter of a second. Not a quarter of a second, but like a little bit longer than you normally could with like shift a little bit or
wait a beat.
It takes a little feel. But for sure his S3 is skill cancelable. 100%.
Cool.
Which is obviously the most relevant skill for DPS out of all of his kit, so that's the only one I really need to mention.
Well, it's the only one that matters. The first one's quick enough as it is. The second one, skill canceling it literally wouldn't do anything. You'd miss most of the second attack.
Right.
So the third one is actually the only one where it's relevant. Even if it's possible on the other two, it does not matter at all. Unless, I guess you could like uppercut somebody on one side of you, switch targets and skill cancel maybe, but that would be like that's a very complex thing to do in a quarter of a second.
So I'm gonna see if you'll see me use these three stocks, and you can just imagine, because unfortunately he only has 3.5 million HP, so I don't know if he's gonna survive this or not.
He does have 100% earth resistance,
but I do have Trishula, so like
okay, I was gonna say this might do nothing.
Yeah, I have Trishula on, so like
well,
you'll see, and I'll pause it and we'll see how much so this is gonna be do nothing, or like, I mean, not nothing, but like you see no MP yet, right? So then we go these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's still gaining MP back, and like it's just in a row. 10, that was 10 in a row.
Take Lilibet in there and try and do that.
It might not be the burstiest damage, but it is incredible sustain.
Can you do that with? Are you sure you could do that with Bet?
You'd have to use like honey elixir and stuff.
No, Pirate's Feast is fine. She will kill with 7 S1s, 100%.
Will it kill?
Dang, props to her.
Maybe not 7 S1s, but she'll use the whole skill kit to kill. 100%. What she can't do is use 10 S3s in a row. Yeah, that's not that's not a thing that anyone can do. That's going to be these units. So with that said, with these units, with Ed being so fucking awesome, okay, we have a unit coming out next week that we don't know what he's about, but we have all assumed he's going to be physical DPS fire, right?
Yeah, long range.
I don't know what his skills are going to be. But whatever they are, if they're this good,
oh my god!
He might not have the alchemy minus 20%, so it might hurt him a little bit. But what he will have is the alchemy skill itself, and being able to stack an MP pool to get skills. Like I'm like Krypt, I'm a little bit terrified to see his potential.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty safe bet that because alchemy is so physical based that he's not going to be a mage, right? Like that's something we can just take off the docket now that we've seen how this works. And although I guess we don't really know if he's got in his kit, but there's no way he doesn't, right? It's such an integral part of the
alchemy. No. They've already confirmed that all three will have it. I think it was in the news actually.
Okay, word. Yeah.
We just don't know if it's going to be in the minus. I feel like Ed might have the only thing that's minus 20%.
Fair enough. Which is super cool because that keeps him, very unique in his ability to do that as many times as he can.
Right.
But what if Roy's base MP pool is 600?
That's what I mean. What's gonna happen?
Oh no.
Oh
I'm
Jesus!
Terrified.
We can only wait
in a good way.
In a great way.
I'm puckered up a little bit. Really excited about it.
It's been a while since I felt some kind of way about
Tweacz is more excited for Roy than he is that WAP.
I'm gonna need you to stop right there.
Well, all I'm saying is there's already a version of the WAP that exists. There is no version of Roy that exists yet.
Y'all got your satisfaction already.
Also, shout out to our tier list co-author and creator, Meowing Cat, for winning the Dream Summon thing. So he will get Roy for free. Yep, he will get Roy for free.
He had a nice little write-up. He posted on Reddit and everything. If you want to go check it out, he posted his entrance, and they picked him.
That's awesome. Good for him. He deserves it. He picked Roy. So much work for the community.
I disagree. He should have wrote "Give Tweacz Roy." That's what he should have written.
Yeah, Tweacz. Let me ask you a quick question. Did you enter the Dream Summon giveaway?
Of course I didn't.
Yeah, me neither. I feel like a lot of people missed the window because it was so short.
Yes, that was.
Yes, it was.
So I'm thinking that the number of entrants was less than it could have been, and Barlene said it was about the same as the number that submitted surveys, but because half of them wanted units that you couldn't get from this or used the wrong code, it immediately eliminated 50% of the entrants.
Oh my god.
So chances were actually much better on this than people at first assumed.
Well, to be fair, they did base it off of quality of what you wrote too. And if you have a chance to go read his post, I would as well. It's actually pretty well written. So
I read it when he posted it in Discord.
Props to him. Fair enough. Props to him for getting it.
I'll go check it out.
Definitely salty, but
now he doesn't have to rely on us to review the unit for him. He can finally learn something for himself.
I'm just saying, if you're going to claim you're the creator of the global tier list, say, hey, if I'm getting this, you got to help my boys out too.
Right?
Just saying.
Bro, he's lucky I didn't get in there. Did you see what I said?
No.
I can't remember where I said it, but I was about to go in there how last Cloudia is helping your boy follow his dream.
It's changing my life.
Strive for, my goals, and my quality of life is increased, and all this pulling me out of depression. I was going to make a whole sob story, bro.
And then
I opened up the forum and it said, oh, this is already closed.
Yeah, by the way, this closed at 8 o'clock in the morning. Or I guess 11 for y'all.
Rip.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, 3 days after they announced it.
Oh, man.
Disgusting.
Oh, I'm very excited. I mean, and there's still so much, man. They announced a Steam PC client.
I'm so excited for that.
PC client.
I'm so excited for the people that have just come into the game from this collab. And because I'm hearing a lot, I'm seeing in the chat a lot of people why are there so many connection errors? Exactly what we predicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is connection errors?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this Steam client to, hopefully iron out some of those issues.
You know what I'm most excited for?
This is pretty strong. Yeah.
No more Discord sound notifications.
Listen, man, I don't know what to tell you. We say it every time. It happens. We're dealing with it. It's okay. The quality's still there.
You can't tell me you're not excited, too.
I mean, I don't even notice it, honestly.
You don't notice it? Oh, bro. It's
I don't notice it at all.
It's like a fly around my face, bro.
You can't stop hearing it. You wake up in the middle of the night hearing the Discord channel leaving notification.
Dude, when I'm listening back on the edits, when I'm getting this ready to post, I get to listen to it all over again. It's great.
Badoop.
It's great. But anyway, it's all in good gist.
I mean, what else is going on? What else do we have here, Buddha?
Dude, we've eaten up about an hour and a half already.
I know. I'm just saying, for people that are grinding out multiplayer still, kudos to you, man. This stuff is
Damn.
God, it's so much. It's so much stuff.
It is.
They were like, "Here's 100 orb recoverers, kid," and I have like 9 left.
Right. That's why I don't want to hear any veterans complaining like that. This is like, oh, there's nothing for veterans to do.
Oh, people are gonna complain
of
for a
course
long,
there
long
are. Of
time.
course, I say that. Yes. They will always complain. I know that, but like, you want to complain? Go farm multiplayer. I know you don't have all the Godforge items. I know you don't have them all enhanced plus 40. Like,
I love this is like the funny thing, right? Like, I love the people when people say, "Oh, I've completed the whole game." I'm like, no, you haven't.
Really?
Not even I have, buddy. Like, you're not. You definitely have not. So yes, there's plenty of stuff to do. There's plenty of stuff that you'll have to do for a very long time. Especially for people that have not been able to play multiplayer very well because of device restrictions, lag input, like crap like that. Once that we get that PC client, hopefully, like I said before, hopefully a lot of those issues will be ironed out. Yeah. And I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited from what we've seen from JP multiplayer, Krypt, and from like videos, and how not perfectly seamless, but it's so nice to watch.
Yeah.
Did they have a Steam client?
Yes.
So JP does not have a Steam client. JP has DMM, which is basically just it's an emulator essentially.
Okay.
But it runs much better because there's something about like its architecture or something is more native to like mobile games. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm an idiot. But DMM has like traditionally been very, very smooth for JP. And then Taiwan had a Steam client.
Yes.
And you could actually, for a little while, you could download the Taiwan Steam client no matter where you were. But now it is region restricted, and you can't download the Steam client anymore.
Yeah, that was sad. That was a sad day.
I mean, if you have it in your library already, you can still access it. It's like Flappy Bird, right, or whatever, like PT on PlayStation. If you've got a PlayStation with PT on it, you can still play it, but otherwise, it's completely inaccessible. It's a rare drop.
Right. No, I mean,
but we've been begging and bothering them. Like, I know I personally have been bothering them about this for like, I don't know, a year and a half, almost 2 years now. Basically, the entire time the game has been out. It's like, hey, it'd be awesome if we could get a PC client that didn't run like garbage.
Right.
Because who wants to use an emulator? Like, who really wants to use an emulator? When is that like option one?
No, people want to use like stuff that actually works well.
Native clients, man.
Emulator's a good, like, your side chick, right? Like, that's about it.
It's a good workaround.
Oh my gosh.
And emulator is probably still going to be the answer for people who want to play multiple accounts. You'll only be able to run like one Steam client and one client on your phone or whatever, whatever device you're using. But through emulators, you can run multiple accounts at the same time, which is something that's not possible otherwise.
Right.
And some of us like to do that because we're insane.
Makes it
no, it's totally normal. It's absolutely totally normal. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine. The world is not burning. It's fine.
Fishing and autoing and playing an event and
right
all at the same time.
No.
And I will say, this is the first time in a very long time that I've wanted to do all of that at the same time in Last Cloudia.
Oh, Krypt.
What's up?
Would you like to tell everyone why you're fishing?
Okay.
Because I'm sure people out there are being like, Krypt just said fishing. No one really touched on that. What?
Yeah, no.
He enjoys fishing?
First off.
Here, I'll go to the reason why.
So, I recently completed all the minigames. And when you complete all the minigames, like in-game type stuff, there's a place called the Game House. And it's like the Monster Houses. It's got bounties like, complete Pokal Same or complete Deborn Push.
I'll go to it.
And once you do all these things, you get Game Master. And Game Master has just a real treat, just a real gem of an arc trait.
Okay, what does that do?
If the unit is type fish, like has the fish type, you do 1% more damage per 200 fish that you have in your account inventory, up to 8,000 fish or 40% damage. And And I've done some fishing, like previously there were the fishing events, and I participated in some of those, even though I couldn't rank for reasons. But, you know, fishing was never really my thing. It's never really been something that I overtly enjoy. It turns out, if you add the promise of power to that, because you can only catch 200 fish a day. There's 2 fishing spots. You can only catch 100 in each. So it's a very long-term grind. But it turns out the promise of power was all that I needed for this to become one of my favorite activities. I'm up to about 4,000 fish now. About halfway there.
Gosh.
And comparatively, I have only 1,063 fish, I think.
Bruh, Inma has like over 5,000 already.
I know, you guys are wild, but essentially you can only catch 200 a day. So like, even if you're gonna grind towards that, it would take me 35 more days to get there. So which I should probably get started on it, but
I believe Inma was one of the first people with Game Master. So he was one of the first people who started.
Yeah, he beat me to it. Yep, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There were a couple that popped up, and I didn't do it until like last week because I hate Rock Wrecker. And Pokelsame is kind of garbage. Pokelsame actually ended up being really, really easy. I got super lucky because I suck at those like match games. So I basically just like randomly clicked, and it ended up working out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can do that. It works great. You'll find
you only have to like minimum clear it.
I hope this works, and then boom, and it somehow works. Yes.
Oh, right.
You just have to minimum clear that one.
But this arc, and specifically why he's fishing, is it has a very, very strong strength stat, HP stat, as well as in stat. Who is that good on? Lauxeus.
It's also got the rotating 50% damage bonus to elements.
So at any given time, he might get a dark bonus. Especially the movement speed's great when you have. I mean, I play manual pretty much all the time when I'm fighting stuff. So like, if I have auto drive set off, the movement speed's great. You can't get flinched from enemy normal attacks while you're moving. Like, you gain a straight up plus 40% physical damage. Like, it's pretty nutty how good this arc is offensively.
It also has my new favorite skill ever, which is Runner's High.
Runner's High, yes.
Run around in circles.
We've discussed this before,
damage.
right? He's... Krypt, would you like to explain why this is hilarious to you? And in what certain scenario would you be using this?
Yeah, for sure. So one of my least favorite things in this game is HP locks. They're bullshit. They're not fun. They're a terrible mechanic.
Oh my god!
But you know what makes that less unbearable?
Are actual geniuses. Like, holy shit!
Oh hey, he's HP locked. I guess I better run around in a circle for a second to charge up my my Runner's High here.
Oh my gosh!
And I just think that's one of the funniest things, and it also stacks up to 100% extra damage.
Yeah.
You know, there's no HP lock that's 20 seconds long. There are very few moments in this game where you're going to be running around in circles for 20 seconds.
But even if it's 6 seconds, that's still 30% more damage.
Yeah, which is comparable to many things that cost like, I don't know, 7 SC and have, big qualifiers. Nope, just got to run around in circles 6 seconds, and then you get the big DPS.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's super fun and super funny. And if you can manage to beat Rock Wrecker and figure out the rest of these minigames, I absolutely recommend it. It is the best 2 SC I have ever spent on any unit. And there are very few units that don't benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's why I'm fishing, is because Game Master is a thing, and I recently got it. And now I have to do this grind because, power.
I'm gonna do
Yes, sir.
some fishing.
Fishing for power.
I'm kind of mad I sold all my fish a while back.
Yeah, it's essentially it's going to take you 40 days to get it back.
There was a moment in time where I thought about selling all my fish. I was like, man, I have hundreds and hundreds of fish. Maybe I should just sell them. Then I was like, nah, I'm gonna sit on them like a hoard of gold coins.
Well, I know what my new activity for these podcasts are going to be.
Fish
You're
dragon.
going to be fishing while we're talking?
Probably.
Dude, it's so relaxing.
It's
and
not that relaxing. It's not that fun.
Okay, the music and the mood and the decor in the Nameless Town fishing spot is actually very nice.
I do like that one better than Lador Town, Lador Village or whatever. So we would say the 2 fishing spots right here. This one's going to be in Lador Village, right next to it. And then the other one is in the Nameless Town. So you can only get 200 fish per day. Hopefully we'll have events, because event fish do count. We've had a lot of fishing spots that come for events, like sitting around the Rusty Seashore and around Port McGall.
Because there were points in time where you could catch like 1,000 fish in a day.
Yeah, which I wish we had done.
I did. That's why I have as many as I have. Is because there were days that I did that.
Come on, man!
When
You didn't tell us.
I was trying to figure out. Well, I was trying to figure out if I could rank on those boards, or if my shadow ban applied to that, and it did. Because there were moments where I definitely should have been on that board and was not. I also will have you note that I fished out all of the fishing spots at least 2 or 3 days in a row and never got the anniversary like crown whale or whatever it is.
No shit.
So there was a reward from that event that I missed, despite trying as hard as possible to get it.
Wow, that's BS.
Try hard, don't get rewarded. Yeah, RNG, man. It's all about that RNG,
baby. That's why we.
But that's why we're
games.
here. We love it. RNGesus give and RNGesus taketh away.
I do.
And
that's
this is just like stuff you just do whenever you've done pretty much everything. Is you try to min max everything, right? This is a JRPG. Try to get all the equips, God Forge, catch all the fish, like
Fish for 1% damage per day.
Yeah. I have my new comeback for any time someone's complaining about they have nothing to do. I'm gonna say go fish.
Yeah, you got 8,000 fish? No? Okay, go fish. What do you mean? Do I have 8,000 fish? Sit down. I'm gonna teach you something.
You're not end game.
Yeah. if you can't answer that question, if you can't answer the question of why do I need 8,000 fish, you're not a my veteran.
Exactly. So get out of my face.
Some very
opinion is
elitist gatekeeping.
Oh my god.
Oh, this was fun, gentlemen. All right. I think that's a good place to wrap up for this one. And I am very excited for the next week's.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Should be pretty wild.
Hopefully we'll get some more details. We have a new unit coming on the 29th, so
part 2 of the event
we'll
for
see.
sure.
Part 2 is on the 21st.
Oh, that's
and
what I mean.
their
Sorry,
new
my fault.
summer unit, I think, is on the 29th. So we'll see if any details roll in.
We're getting a new unit. We're also getting the second set of buffs. The second batch of character buffs is on the 29th.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks
is going to be a big day.
It's going to be
next 2 weeks, next 4 weeks.
Homie, I'm gonna say like the next 2 months, hopefully, will be good.
Oh my
Barlene
god.
said it was gonna be a busy summer.
Wasn't
it's already halfway
summer,
through, man, pretty much.
Didn't summer have a fishing event?
I hope it
that a
does,
thing?
because I need to catch up.
Sure. Yeah.
You will find me catching up to your fish.
No, you won't, because I'm gonna do 200 a day.
Tweacz is
except on days when I get roped into doing multiplayer with you and I miss my chance to do it.
Right. Yeah, 200.
What? That's never happened. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The 176 fish that I didn't get to catch because I was like sneaking away between rooms. I was like, every time Tweacz was like, "All right, the room is up," it's like, "All right, hang on, I'm catching a fish real quick." I'll be right there. I'll be right there.
Yep. This is gonna be my new hobby. So.
Oh, it's
cool.
so good.
Thank you all for coming out and enjoying this lengthy podcast to touch on everything that has come. We are very excited, if you couldn't already tell. And I hope you are too. So thank you to my co-hosts, as always. We'll see you again next week. And that's all we got for you this time. So, with all that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.